welcome to Mix Man. Today I was reading a book named Dark Psychology Secrets by Stanton. So I discovered some crazy facts. I also want to share these facts with you. It is actually chapter 2, how to use Neuro linguistic programming, NLP. So what is NLP? It is basically a psychological approach that involves analyzing strategies used by successful individuals and applying them to reach a personal goal. The most fundamental basic principle of NLP is a positive language. No, I am not suggesting that by keeping a stiff upper lip that you might be able to ignore all of your problems. Rather, this approach is based in science. You see, the brain is incapable of processing negative language. This means that if you were to tell your communicative partner, please don't touch me, what their subconscious mind would be hearing is, please do touch me. According to NLP, your subconscious mind regulates everything from digestion to breathing. This suggests that you are able to communicate with your own subconscious using this technique as well. This idea is that if you were to repeat "don't get well" to yourself as a mantra, your subconscious would only hear "do get well" and would respond to this. Of course, negative language is the best used in this way on others, not to yourself, because it's entirely possible to just repeat positive mantras to yourself. Many people are unaware of the fact that subconscious mind is incapable of hearing negative speeches such as no or can't, which makes it even easier to covertly implant ideas into your or their subconscious minds without them even being aware that you are the one willing them to act in a certain way. The most fundamental principle of using NLP is a targeted talk. NLP says that all people communicate in one of three ways: auditory, visual, or kinesthetic. NLP demands of its user to be aware of these communicative styles. The best way to find out someone's communicative style is through listening to them speak. Someone whose style can't be described as auditory might use phrases such as "that sounds great" or "I hear you are busy working on a project." So this represents our auditory style. Those who are more prone to kinesthetic communication might say something like "this homework is hard," or "I feel like you are not listening to me," or even "I am going through a rough time." Those who are visual communicators, on the other hand, use phrases like "I see you went to the shop again this morning," or "look on the bright side." Once you determine the style which best fits your communicative partner, you can start using this to your advantage. Visual people are more likely to be complacent if you communicate with them using gestures and smiles. Another great suggestion is to employ vivid, descriptive language to visually express and physical places or things. Auditory people listen to a speaker's tone or intonations. It is thus very important to control the pitch and sound of your voice, using inflections and variants in both to keep your communicative partner engaged. Kinesthetic learners. Kinesthetic learners are actually feelers and not thinkers. If you can tap into this by using emotive language instead of just delivering the facts, you are far more likely to be successful in your communication with them. Furthermore, telling them "I have a great gut feeling about this" and there is another trick. This trick is to watch their eyes. Kinesthetic thinkers tend to look down while they are communicating. Auditory thinkers look down and visual thinkers look laterally left or right. So watching someone's eyes movement might reveal an incredible amount about how they choose to communicate. Next NLP technique is quiet easy to use and effective. It is mirroring. The mirroring technique is based on the idea that we are most prone to trust people who share similarities with us, such as mannerism and speech pattern. This means that through careful observation, one might be able to imbibe a few of another person's characteristics. This will eventually help them trust you and share similar perspective. Speech isn't the only thing that you can be mirrored through, though. Gestures are a good place to start. For example, if your communicative partner is sitting with their legs crossed, you might want to do the same. Here too, you will need to employ a measure of stealth and not mimic every gesture they make. Another technique is disassociation. Disassociation can't usually be used on a communicative partner. Instead, its purpose is to help the user overcome negative emotions. There are some steps for this. First one is identify how you are feeling. Are you feeling sad, angry, frustrated, perhaps scared? Once you have identified the feeling that you are experiencing, imagine yourself floating out of your body, exciting from the top of your head. Imagine yourself look down at your body and seeing its surrounding and how it is reacting to the negative emotion that you wish to eliminate. Finally, imagine the feeling within yourself changing. Perhaps you feel your chest tightening from nervousness. Now imagine feeling that knot in your chest slowly unravel and become loose and comfortable. Next technique is anchoring. Anchoring originated from Ivan Pavlov's theory of classical conditioning. Pavlov conducted an experiment in which he would ring a bell whenever his dog were eating. After a period of time, Pavlov was able to get the dogs to salivate just by ringing the bell. Even when there is no food present, anchoring works in the same way. When using anchoring on a communicative partner, start off by conditioning them with a certain gesture or phrase. Whenever they are experiencing the emotion you would like to elicit in the future, imply this gesture or phrase to connect these two experiences in your communicative partner's mind. Another technique is concealed commands method. A concealed command is a manner of phrasing a question in such a way that your communicative partner does not realize that you are directing him or her toward a certain outcome. For example, a concealed command is, which movie would you like to watch? Instead of asking, would you like to watch a movie? And here is another technique if you want. It is almost similar to concealed command method in that they both rely heavily on wordplay. The purpose of the if you want technique is to get your communicative partner to do something which you do not want to do. An example of this is asking your partner, I can pay the bill if you want. Your communicative partner will feel that since you are offended to pay the bill and demands they now make the same offer, which of course you will accept. In this way, you are actually shifting the responsibility for the problem onto your communicative partner and away from yourself. And there is another technique, importance of words. Like there is a word like but. But is a special word because human mind generally only hear and focus on the part of the sentence after the but. For example, if I said, Susan is a pretty girl but she has horrible teeth, all that my communicative partner would hear is that Susan has horrible teeth. If I reworded the question as, Susan has horrible teeth but she is a pretty girl, all that my communicative partner would mind would absorb is that Susan is a pretty girl. The opposite is true for the word ant. The human mind only hears whatever part of the sentence came before ant. This means that if I were to say, we are going swimming and then we will have lunch, the only thing our mind would focus on is that we are going swimming. So, final NLP technique is be aware of pacing. Essentially, pacing requires that you give, for example, 3 definite facts to your communicative partner, followed by the concept which you want your communicative partner to accept as a truth. For example, pacing script is the following. Our boss is on leave today. This is the first true fact. And she took the secretaries with her. This is the second true fact. The Chief Executive Officer, CEO, is here though. This is the third true fact. Our boss is always on leave. This is the untrue fact. Because you have prefaced the untrue fact that your boss is always on leave by giving first 3 definite facts, your communicative partner is more likely to accept the untrue fact.